So a good first test here for Professor X in GBR against Luna and Jean Grey. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today, hopefully, we will be taking Professor X all the way from level 60 to tier 3. I'm pretty excited about this. Before we begin, I do want to say one thing. We did change his obelisk. It's not what I want to say, but I want to show you guys. Guard break, mind damage, 200 proc. We will test him out in some GBR and some PVP. Obviously, we can't test him out in World Boss yet because today was the day we unlocked his potential in World Boss. But I will say this. Professor X, if you've seen Forgo Nation's video or if you've seen other people's videos, very, very strong at tier 2. Very strong. Possibly the strongest tier 2 character in the game. So, he's got Jean Grey vibes with PvP, except for PvE. So, there is a strong case to be made for A, not giving him a CTP if you don't have a lot of CTPs, and B, not even tier 3ing him. I would say, still get him to level 70 because he's a mutant, and so you're not going to be able to indefinitely save the materials. You're going to hit the cap. So, using the materials like this is a good idea. And I'm going to be doing 100% material usage for his enhancement for level 60 to 70. I'm not going to be taking any chances because of RNG. And, who knows? Maybe they spiked the odds against us because they're selling those tickets now in the shop. You never know with Netmarble. These guys are crafty. So I don't want to take any chances. I've got a lot of extra Emcron crystals and Phoenix feathers in my inbox that I can use, that I can collect. And I also still have 3 world boss attempts where I can get even more materials from. But yeah, probably a good idea to get him to level 70, but because he's just so damn strong, there is definitely a train of thought, there's definitely a school of thought for not getting him to tier 3, because unlike other characters, he can perform so well at tier 2. Like take, for example, Captain America tier 2. Not very impressive. Oh, I don't have any other X-Men materials? Dang, I thought I had more. Okay, whatever. Captain America tier 2, not very impressive. Thor tier 2, not very impressive. Thor tier 3, Captain America tier 3. Okay, now you're talking, right? You see that big jump in their output. Thanos tier 2, he's okay for PvP. Thanos tier 3 becomes an absolute monster and an absolute headache. So, yeah. It's definitely something to think about. Also, because I mentioned CTPs, a lot of people are going to be asking. I think Energy, Judgment, or Rage are the best options for him for PvE. I don't know if he has any PvP value, so I can't say whether or not you should try something PvP based with him. We'll try it after we get him to tier 3, but he's got very low base HP, and he also doesn't have any penetration. Those two things make it really hard for him to do well in PvP. Not to mention the fact that one of the things that makes him so strong is the Mind Blast, which is like mind control, but it doesn't work against debuff. So, one of his strongest suit is easily countered by the prevalent meta in Marvel Future Fight. I mean, Jean Grey's leadership basically completely shuts him down. So yeah, we're going to pop this here. And yeah, you can, with 6,000 Emcron crystals, he is a regular cost mutant level 70. He's not a double cost like most of the mutants we're used to ranking up, a la Wolverine, Deadpool, etc. So he is quite a bit cheaper. You can actually go all the way with just Emcron crystals, and you'll still have, look at that, and I still have how many? I started off with 6,100, and I still have 1,700 to boost. So that's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. It's still frustrating to get mutant materials and not be able to collect them because you are over the cap, and it just gives you that rejection notice and you have to do something else with them. But on the flip side, it is really nice to not have to gamble on potential, not have to risk your resources, not have to risk your gold. I mean, I just saved myself a lot of gold there by doing the 100% method. Now, we also only used Emcron crystals because his gears will always take Phoenix feathers. So that is something to consider. And then I don't think you need X-Men materials for his tier 3. No, you don't. But you do need tier 3 materials. Hopefully, God, imagine if we burn through more than 3,000 of the Titan component packs. That would be insane. Because I think I only need 500 to get him to tier 3. That would be wild. We're at 364 million now. Let's start with the first gear and see what is up. 12 is not bad. But yeah, Professor X, Mr. X. Mr. Professor X is just so strong at tier 2. Someone asked me on the live stream today, is he like Namor? And I think he is a lot like Namor in the sense that they're both 800 cost tier 3s, but they're both really, really strong offensively. Now, Namor is a little bit better in terms of just having higher raw damage and also having higher bait. 30. Wow. I got savagely dunked there. Wow, I just wasted like 1,000 feathers. Wow. That one gear cost me 500 Titan component packs. Wow. So if this continues, I will waste 2,000 Titan component packs. Wow. Anywho, Namor has higher base stats, way higher base stats than Professor X. So that is one thing to consider. Namor's got crazy high HP, crazy high attack. Professor X, I think, only really has the attack stat, but I think that combines with the mind blast, or the mind control, and the mind resistance down, and the fact that you can scale his damage insanely well with a mind damage obelisk or a CTP of judgment, which makes it very easy to get really... Yes, that's exactly what I want, which makes it very easy to get high numbers. But yeah, it's definitely a good comparison between him and Namor. I think they're probably... Namor, Luna Snow, Professor X, and Sharon are probably the 4 best 800 CCF cost characters. And we got a pretty nice showing. 2 blast, 1 speed, 1 combat. Not bad at all. Now we just need someone more like... We need another Captain Marvel, basically. But unlike Professor X, Captain Marvel is terrible at tier 2. That's a really good example of like sort of the opposite of Professor X. Captain Marvel, you need to tier 3 her ASAP if you want to use her at all, because at tier 2 she can't do it, right? She doesn't have enough damage for PvP or PvE, and she doesn't have enough HP either. We are getting wrecked on feathers. Wow, I had over 4,000 feathers, and we've already spent how many Titan component packs? Oh, I'm at 23. Oh my god, I've spent almost 1,500 Titan component packs. Ouch. Yeah, so these gears are not going well. Hopefully we don't run out of Phoenix feathers. I don't want to go and do World Boss, but we might. That was 180. No, it's impossible. We wouldn't. So yeah, but we're just getting wrecked here. Less than 10? Oh my god, 20. So we got a 20 and a 30. Jesus, that is so many resources. The last step, that 24 to 25 costs 7 of each of the Titan component packs and Essence of Dimension, and we got a 50, which means that those gears cost us each type of material. It costs 350 of each type of material. That is insane. So that's the final score there. We popped about 4 million gold getting his gears all up to 25. We got the last step here. We got tons of CCF, but not really much else. Isn't it crazy? Not much else of the other materials. Isn't it crazy how I have more CCF than any other tier 3 material? Like, the devs have to be seeing this, and they have to realize that this is not right. This should not happen to players. They should not be in a situation where this is the way it is, because you only need CCF for the tier 3, but you need the other materials, the Essence of Dimension and Titan component packs. You need that for gear 20 to 25 and the tier 3 step. Wild. Anywho, let's see the tier 3 animation. Let's click this button. Let's get into some gameplay. Hey, nice. Tier 3. Professor X. We got Cerebro Scan in the house. Very, very nice. We're going to take him in. He gains like no HP. We're going to take him in some PvP and some GBR, but he gains no HP. He gains a decent amount of energy attack, but his stats are actually not that high, to be honest with you. But he hits like a truck. He's got really high base damage on his skills, but yeah, just 37,000 energy attack. We're capped on the important skills. We're not going to touch the rest of his build. We're just going to go ahead and take him in, see how he does. So a good first test here for Professor X in GBR against Luna and Jean Grey. Let's test his movement speed first. He moves pretty quickly, so that's good to see. And we do get the mind control, the mind blast on the regular Sentinel. So that does work. That does incapacitate them and basically makes them completely useless in this fight. So that's some nice CC there. Obviously, I don't want to get CC'd by Master Mold or mind controlled, because then you know what happens, ladies and gentlemen. You will mind control your teammates. Let's pop the tier 3. Let's pop the Cerebro scan and see the animation here. It looks really cool. It turns everything dark. Man, this looks amazing. I love the way that large scale skills look in GBR, like Thor's tier 3, etc. And Professor X's tier 3 is no different. That skill looked so cool. I was loving that. And we got 20 million damage. I think we had a message as well. Did he say something at the beginning? I think nice to run with Cynicalex. What's up, AMAC? Shout out to AMAC out there. Let's pop it again. This looks so cool with the little lights raining down as well. Oh, man. That's wild. Really, really like that. I really like that. We didn't get the proc there, but we procced on 3 instead. I think procking on 3 or procking on 5 is your best bet. We're going to pop the 4, pop the 2, and then pop the 5. Popping on 5 is definitely the best one, though. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Tier 3. Yes, Cerebro Scan. The range, the AoE range on Cerebro Scan is huge, and it's a full iframe skill. So you're always getting that, you know, you're always going to get that damage off if they don't have iframe ignore and they can't interrupt you in any way. We're doing pretty well. We're 2 minutes in and we've done 30 million damage. It's a good benchmark. It's a really good benchmark. And we missed a proc as well, I believe, so we can go even higher. But even without the mind resistance down, you can see that Charles has a lot of base damage. Now imagine if he could debuff Master Mold, he would wreck this stage in way less time. Okay, so they did not do a finish animation, I guess. The devs did not create a finishing animation for Charles. I don't know what happened to the camera there, but 2 minutes, 33 million. Very nice. Now I want to dive into some PvP. I'm just going to quickly throw together a team here and see what he can do. We're going to swap out. We want Professor X in here. Maybe if we pair him with Gene, there's no team up. Wow. Does Professor X have a team up with anyone? He doesn't have a team up with Gene or Wolverine. What? That makes no sense, period. Okay, well, that's super duper weird. I guess we might as well put Silver Surfer here if we don't. Wow, I really thought he'd have a team up with Gene, right? Like, I mean, I guess they didn't read the comics. I don't know. So yeah, let's take this team in now to some PvP against some of the top ranked teams. Oh, we have an Apocalypse there. I like that one. That's very thematic. Let's go this one. Let's go to this one. I'm not going to take this too seriously. I haven't seen anybody really blown away by Professor X in PvP, so I'm not expecting huge things. But he does have an iframe on his second skill, which is not bad. Iframes on the early skills are always good because they allow you to sort of dodge and sort of put a little bit of space. Let's try the 4. Let's try the 3 here. Let's try the 5. 5 is a long eye. Oh, 5's not an iframe. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. No, this is not happening. No. This is not happening. So speaking of Namor, I found a team with him, but I didn't realize that Professor X doesn't have an iframe on 5. That's really bad. It's going to make it impossible for him to deal with anyone. He just has the iframe on 2. Oh, he kind of mind blasted. Yeah, no. It seems like he mind blasted Silver Surfer for a second there. I think maybe the leadership had just run out by coincidence, but no, there's no way he has any PvP value. I thought his 5 was an iframe for some reason. Maybe I'm just confusing that with 6, but he only has an iframe on what then? He's got an iframe on 2, that really short iframe, and that's it. Man, he's like, even Namor has more iframes than that. Come on, man. Not having iframes is not the worst thing in the world, but no iframes, no revive. That's a really cool shot. No iframes, no revive, no penetration. Oh boy, he's got a heal, but that's it. Yeah, I don't think he can. I don't think he has PvP value. I put a CTP, or I put a guard break with that just for that, but for the sake of trying him out in PvP. But removing the active buff, silence. He's got a lot of different abilities on this one skill, but the fact that it doesn't have, that it isn't an iframe means that he's going to take reflect damage from Doctor Strange and Silver Surfer. There's just so many things wrong with that. Yeah, no, this is not I don't know. If there's anyone out there that's tried him and had more success, let me know. But I'm very skeptical. But it doesn't matter because he's a monster for PvE content. He can do Galactus GBR. He can do stage 99 Ebony Maw at tier 2. He is a beast for the other side of the game, for all of the PvE stuff. He can autoplay squad battle for you and get a decent score. So he is definitely not a weak character by any means, just obviously lacking in the PvP department for now. So hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Professor X tier 3. We will have more content for you on him as soon as I can actually play World Boss with him. We'll try some different things. I want to try Thanos specifically. Hit me up in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.